thought there were many positives in this game. Our slow start was difficult, being down 10-0, but the fight back was great. We did great things to get a pretty good lead in the first half. And look, it's a back and forth game. We got to take care of the ball better. We got to rebound a little bit better. We got to get the ball in the hole more. Other than that, we did some good things. The thing that happened with KP, just unfortunate. We just learned from it, and we got to understand this was part of the emotions of the playoffs. He's protecting his teammate on the second technical, which is the right thing to do in the playoffs. But the first one where it was an air punch, that's automatic. They call one on him, they call one on George. So we'll avoid that in game 2, and we'll go from there.
Okay, we'll start with Saad on Zoom.
Hey, Rick. When you have a situation like what happened with Porzingis earlier, Luka seemed to be upset with the call at the end of the first half. How do you kind of get your guys to refocus in and just stay focused on the game?
Well, we talked about it a lot coming into the series, that emotions run high, and that when they do run high, we're going to have to diffuse and get things, back to level together. We're going to have to give each other energy, and we're going to have to give each other calm when necessary. Look, all things considered, we did a decent job with our emotions. I mean, there's a lot going on. The referees got a zillion things going on. It's an NBA game with thousands of events happening, and everybody's trying to do the best that they can.
Okay, Mac Engel, you're up.
Rick, did you think your defensive performance changed dramatically after Porzingis left this game, and ultimately is kind of the difference in why you weren't able to pull this one out?
Well, I haven't gotten a full analysis of it, but I can guarantee you that we're a better defensive team when he's on the floor. And so, look, we need him out there. We know it. He knows it. We'll learn from what happened. And look, we're here to win the series, and so we're really disappointed with this game and the result and the outcome. But look, it's also a game of an accumulation of events that are in our control. We got to do a better job with taking care of the ball. We got to rebound better. Those are possession stats, and they make a big difference in the game.
Okay, next up is Tim McMahon.
Rick, what did you think of Luka's performance and particularly how he responded after what was obviously a really rough start?
He's a fighter. He's always going to battle. He will never get discouraged. He's got a very positive attitude on the floor with his teammates. And so, in so many games in his young career, that he's seen everything. He's seen slow starts. He's seen situations where teams get off to great starts, and you can't get too high or too low. I love the fact that we didn't get too low when we were down 10-0 to start the game. We fought back, and actually we're up at the end of the first quarter. I mean, that's a real positive thing that we take from this game. But I thought his performance was spectacular. When you factor in everything and how often he's getting hit, fouled, and held, and everything else.
Okay, our last one on Zoom before we move to the room is Dan Wokey.
Rick, before the game, you talked about physicality. I think you mentioned that in your in-game interview as well. How did your guys sort of react to the physicality of the game? Was it what you expected, and do you anticipate it to kind of continue at that level moving forwards?
It was as I expected. Very, very, very physical to start the game, and really physical throughout. There were a lot of fouls called. There were a lot of fouls committed. And but this is the biggest difference between playoff basketball and regular season basketball. You've got multiple days of preparation. You got film study. And so by nature, teams will be much more familiar with one another. Therefore, it's going to be more physical.
Okay, Brad, go ahead.
Go Brad and then Joe.
Well, I just wanted to ask you about how you guys stayed in the game even despite the adversity.
The same thing happened in the Houston game. I mean, we got put on our heels early in that game, and I believe we came back and tied the score at the end of the first quarter. I mean, look, the games are long. There's a lot going on, and look, if you're up, you got to keep playing. If you're down, you got to keep playing, and you got to adjust. The adjustment for us was our disposition needed to be stronger when we got down early. We did that. We responded and had a lead at the end of the first quarter, which was a very positive thing for us.
Okay. I had two, if you don't mind. The first is Luka, I think, had 11 turnovers. 11 or 12 is definitely too high. Would you count those as emotion, first game playoff turnovers, or something else?
He's got the ball in his hands a lot. I would be willing to bet that some of those were fouls that were not called, which happens in an NBA playoff game. And look, his usage rate is so high that he's going to have a few more than most players. Look, we put a lot on him, and I'm going to look at the film. We're going to try to find ways to take a little bit off of his plate in terms of the number of touches and the number of times he has to go into a crowd of guys and get knocked on the floor.
I'm not trying to get you fined, but on the first act, though, it was so fast. I mean, I don't even know, if he's doing his fist fine, but would you
a fist punch in the air is an automatic technical. KP got one. Paul George got one. It's automatic. It's in the rule book. It's not even a discussion. And so, look, that's just part of this that we got to realize. And now we know. And we'll move forward and we'll be better for it.
All right. Thanks, Rick.